So I haven't done one of these in quite a long time. It is a fragrance haul. I went to TJ Maxx, I went to Marshall's, I went to Burlington. Most of these I did pick up at Burlington. So with that said, I either got lazy or there was a bunch of new releases and I just didn't get around to it. So in this video, I have 4 fragrances that I picked up at a decent price that I'm going to let you know what I get from them. So without further ado, let's get it. What's up, my dudes? This is Randy, aka Fragrance Dude, back with another fragrance video. Appreciate you guys joining me again, as always. This is going to be another one of those cheapie rack store hauls, and I got most of these from Burlington. Actually, I think I got all 4 from Burlington, even though I checked out Nordstrom Rack, TJ Maxx. I do have a couple other fragrances I got from there that I'm going to be doing in another video. Before I do that, like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff, just so if you want to get my videos first, also hit the bell. So we have 4 different fragrances here, 2 Banana Republic from their either signature or private line, and then we have 2 other fragrances as well. Over the last month, I've kind of hit the cheat code with my videos where I would already have the note breakdowns prepared, so I already knew the types of notes that would be in the fragrances. I already knew what they were advertised as. I know nothing about, well, 2 of these fragrances. 2 of them you guys kind of told me to pick up and told me a little bit about them. But I'm going to be telling you what I pull from the fragrances. No note breakdowns or anything, so I might butcher what notes are in here, but I'm just going to be telling you my honest opinion about what I get from this fragrance and if they are worth picking up. The 4 I'm going to be talking about is the first one, which is by Banana Republic. It is 78 Vintage Green. The only information I could find about the fragrance whenever I was looking it up in the store is that it is part of a different line that they go based on different dates. So I'm guessing this one is 1978, the Banana Republic, what they were releasing at that time. And then another one is from a different collection. This is Tobacco and Tonka Bean. So I'm guessing I can already tell you what's in that fragrance, Tobacco and Tonka Bean. But you never know with fragrances like that. They might say that, and then there might be other notes in there. And then the third one is by Paris Hilton. It is Paris Hilton Man. You guys told me to pick this up for quite a long time. I believe I remember you saying it smelled something like Millesime Imperial by Creed. I doubt it, but I'm going to go and let you guys know what I get from that. And the third one was another one that a lot of you guys mentioned by Perry Ellis. It is 360 Red. So in the first one, I'm going to start out here with Banana Republic. I'm just going to go in the order that I just said them. 78 Vintage Green. The box is actually really nice and really sturdy and hefty, and it slides out, if you can tell. Has a nice little presentation. The bottles are actually nice. There was a couple other ones that they had there in the women's section. I didn't have my phone when I went to that part, and it was like dark cherry and amber. I asked you guys on my community tab if you wanted me to pick that up, if it was actually a men's fragrance, and I actually am going to go back and pick that up as well. With that said, I have honey and something else that was from the same line, the Tobacco and Tonka Bean line, that I also am going to be picking up as well. So this one is 78 Vintage Green. Apparently, again, it's from Banana Republic's lines back in 1978. I don't know much more past that. So let me just spray this on here and tell you what I get. Okay. That is really nice. So I looked on eBay just in case I wanted to sell these after I bought them, and they're going for around 70 to 75 bucks, and I picked them up for $16.50 each. So when it first pops out, the first 2 notes at least that I get is just green. I get green, like green facets. I can't really tell you if it's one thing or another. I just get green facets. I know that's kind of vague, but then I also get a little bit of the green and citrusy from bergamot, and I can tell it's definitely bergamot. It's a nice natural fresh bergamot as well. Oh, that's really good. There's something fruity in there. It's a fruit I've smelled before, but it's not like your average fruit like an apple or anything like a pear or anything like that. I don't know exactly what it is, but it's a unique type fruit, not like rhubarb. It's in that category of like a unique thing like rhubarb. I can't really pick it out though. Maybe fig. No, maybe not. Well, anyway, so in the opening, I'm getting some greenness, I'm getting some bergamot, and I'm definitely getting some fruity tones in there as well. It does seem like there's a bit of cedar coming in the opening as well. Yeah, and that's pretty much what I'm getting. It's fantastic. It is really good. So I'm going to come back to that at the end. I'm going to tell you, I'm not going to spend too much time on them, but I will come back to those spots at the end. So 78 Vintage Green in the opening. I'm getting a citrusy greenness that has a little bit of a fruity backbone and a little bit of this cedar wood coming in. It does feel like it has a bit of musks in there as well, but they're way far in the background. My guess is the woods and the musk will pull up in the base, but we'll see when we get to it. The next one, tobacco and tonka bean. Just for video purposes, I took the cellophane off, so can't get that out. That's what she said. All right, tobacco and tonka bean. Also, another really nice bottle. These bottles are really hefty. I'm shocked. Really nice. I don't even know. Are they eau de toilettes, eau de parfums? Let's see. Eau de parfums for both of them. Really nice. And these are 2.5 fluid ounces. Tobacco and tonka bean. Wow. Oh, that's awesome. Yes. Oh, I was so not expecting from Banana Republic to have something like these. Vintage Green is great for spring and summer just based on what I sprayed off for a spray. This is a perfect fall and winter, spring, even nights in the summer. So when I first spray it, it's like a moist tobacco. And then you get like a vanilla in there. I know it's tobacco and tonka bean, but it feels like a vanilla. And you know what else is really cool in here? And the reason I'm saying yes is because I already know there's a fruity aspect to this. And I can already tell you because it's my favorite fragrance note. There's plum. There's a plum in here. It doesn't smell like a watery plum like you would get in Rasasi Hawass or anything like that. But there's a little tiny bit of this dark fruitiness to it that reminds me of a plum. I could be butchering that, but tonka bean is not there. You don't really get much powderiness. What you get is like a moist, fruity tobacco mixed with vanilla. And that fruitiness, again, is like a plum. It's a little bit dark. It's a little bit deep. It's creamy. Oh my God. Yep. One of my new favorites, tobacco and tonka bean. Let's come back to that. I'm excited to come back to that. I'll be right back. The next one, Paris Hilton Man. And this is a eau de toilette. You guys told me, if I remember correctly, don't get me wrong, this was supposed to smell like Millesime Imperial. Spray this on my upper arm. The bottle's kind of crap. Feels like there's like plastic. It's fallen apart. There's like pieces falling apart. Plastic cap. Atomizer is not very good. Okay. So there's Millesime Imperial vibes. It's definitely closer to Club de Nuit and Milestone, where it's not as natural, but you can definitely, it's more cucumbery. There's a cucumbery, watery facet to this. And if you don't know about Millesime Imperial or Club de Nuit Milestone, they are more of like this watermelon, melon, watery, tropical, nice musky fragrance. And this one you get more of like a cucumber, watery. There is a melon note there, but it doesn't feel like a watermelon or anything. It feels like more of like a cantaloupe. Maybe. Yeah, like a cantaloupe, like some kind of melon. But for the most part, it's very watery, it's fresh, it's clean. It's very freaking light. I could probably spray this another 4 or 5 times. It's still very light. Wow. I paid $9.99 for that. So that is very good. $16.50 for the two. This is definitely one that's wearable. It's a bit sharp in the opening, but I gotta say, it smells like my wife's air freshener that she has in the laundry room. It's like watery cucumber, but it has like these melon facets to it. It's the best way to explain it. Oh, that tobacco and tonka bean is so freaking good. Yeah, so good. Okay, so that's Paris Hilton Man Eau de Toilette. Good fragrance. I still would prefer Millesime Imperial, but this has this like cucumberness to it, which I actually do kind of like cucumber in fragrances. It comes off more like a candle or something like that, but the way that it's mixed with those watery facets, it actually comes off really nice. Paris Hilton Man for $9.99, definitely worth a pickup. I wish the bottle looked nicer. And the fourth one is going to be Perry Ellis. I took this one out of the package because, if you guys can tell, it was in this big thing and it had all this wrapping and tape and stuff like that, so I just took it out. But another crappy kind of bottle. It's actually kind of a nice glass, but I don't like the look of the bottle, especially if I put this in my collection. But this was also $9.99. So altogether, I got 4 colognes, 16, 15, let's just say 20, 20, 10, and 10. Paid $40 for 4 colognes. And so far, we're 3 for 3 on the openings. Perry Ellis, $3.60. Okay. I don't know anything about this outside of you guys told me that I should pick it up because it's a great cheapie. All right. That's actually really good too, but it reminds me of something. Just like Paris Hilton reminded me of Millesime Imperial, but like way cheaper. This reminds me of a lemony version of Acqua Di Gio. It's not exactly like it, but you definitely get those vibes. It almost has those mineralic sea note vibes. But in the opening, I'm getting like a lemon or something. It's very muddled. There is a citrus tone in there. It doesn't seem like a straight up lemon. There might be multiple citrus notes in here, maybe like a bergamot and a mandarin orange and a lemon. But there's also a bit of like a muddled spice in there. So I have a feeling this might be one of those fragrances that has like the note breakdown that has like a box that says spices. Because it doesn't seem like just one spice. It seems like there's some kind of like white pepper or cinnamon or something like that. It's giving it like this warm spice. It's very average, but it is very nice. It's the biggest projector of all 4 of these, though. Sorry about that. The video cut off. We're going to finish talking about Perry Ellis 360 Red. So, again, it's really nice. It's fresh, clean. It almost seems like a Acqua Di Gio, but a little bit less, a little bit cheaper. With that said, it comes off really nice. It's clean. It's fresh. Spring and summer fragrance for sure. A little bit more citrusy. It has a little bit of the spice to it. But again, it's a more muddled fragrance overall. And it does project more than the other 3 if my video didn't cut off before I said that. But with that said, really nice. Perry Ellis 360 Red for $9.99. Just based off the openings, all these smell pretty great. But I'm going to get straight back into this with the dry downs. And just, I mean, it's only been about 5 to 10 minutes, so I'm just going to tell you what I get. That was the wrong spot. Vintage green. Okay. So in the opening, again, I had those green, I think bergamot, and there's a couple other things that I could get in there, a little bit of woods. And now that I'm smelling this, it's not fully into the dry down yet. You still have that bergamot there and everything, but you can tell there's a little bit more of that musk that I think this is the one that had the musk because it's definitely still there. It's coming up, and you're also getting some of those woods that are really coming up and becoming more prominent. I also am noticing just a tiny bit, just a tiny bit of lavender. Yeah, it's overall really good. So far, it's not changing too much. I mean, again, dry down should be about 15 to 20 minutes, but just based off that, vintage green's definitely worth the pickup. I would pay $50 for this fragrance. The bottle, the presentation, the atomizer, everything all together. Banana Republic really did a really nice job in recreating a 1978 type fragrance and making it nice. If you like green fragrances, you like citruses, you like woods and musks, this is definitely going to be a fragrance you'd like. The next one is probably my favorite from the opening so far, and that is tobacco and tonka bean. Let's see what it does. Yep, nothing's changed on this one. So while this one was a little bit more linear, this one was less linear. It did change so far, about 5 to 10 minutes in. Again, the heavier fragrances don't seem to get to the dry down as quick. But with that said, because it's called tobacco and tonka bean, the only thing that I can notice going into here right now, just based on smelling it, it is projecting at moderate at this point in time, but it seems like it has a little bit of powdery coming in there from the tonka bean. For the most part, it's still that beautiful plum, moist tobacco. I hate saying the word moist, but it's moist tobacco with that like plum note in there. The plum is dissipating a bit. It's like a moist tobacco, creamy vanilla with a bit of powder and a bit of fruitiness. Very beautiful fragrance. Very beautiful fragrance. I don't understand the color of the bottle, why it's purple, but hey, it's nice. Overall, it's fantastic fragrance. I am going to come back to these fragrances and do full reviews down the road. So if you're interested in them, you can either IM me or instant message me or whatever in a few days, and I'll let you know. So now on to Paris Hilton Man, which I believe is on my left arm. Okay, so a little bit of aromatics are coming in now. It has less of that Millesime Imperial vibe now. It's that melon is coming up a bit, but you're still having those watery cucumber notes. Again, because it's a cheaper fragrance, I didn't expect it to change too much into the dry down. Nice fragrance. Of the three, I would say it's my least favorite, but it's still a really nice fragrance. You can tell that it's a cheaper fragrance. It's the only one of the three that you can really tell it's a cheaper fragrance. With that said, these two could almost be passed off as niche as far as what I smell from them. Tobacco and tonka bean, I mean, it's really niche. Vintage green is probably the most niche feeling of all of them. With that said, Paris Hilton Man, a little bit of aromatics coming in. Other than that, you still get that cucumber wateriness. It's very light, even after 4 sprays, very light. So moving on to Perry Ellis 360 Red, my third favorite here. Also getting lighter, but with that said, not super light. It's still projecting more than the other three. It's still really nice. It's a good fragrance. Still has those Acqua Di Gio vibes, citruses, aromatics. Really nice. It's just overall really nice. I said there were spices in the opening. I can't really tell any spices anymore. But again, I just smelled a bunch, so I might be coming in osmic. So overall, I would say that tobacco and tonka bean is my favorite, and vintage green is a close second. The other two are great if you want them for everyday random pulls. I would think Perry Ellis Red, if you're looking for something really nice in the designer realm, this is going to be it, as it does remind me a lot of Acqua Di Gio, but Paris Hilton Man is also really nice as well. Let me know if you've ever tried these, which ones that you like. If there's any other of those Banana Republics you want me to pick up, I would be happy to, because these are freaking amazing. Or if I just got lucky and picked the best two, I honestly don't know. But thank you guys so much for joining me. I love doing rack store hauls, especially like this. And just let me know again in the comments, and I'll be back with another one. So thank you for joining me. Peace.